What's up, beautiful people? It's me, your girl Gillian. Once again, thank you for subscribing. Today, I'll be talking about my whole experience as an au pair. And this video right here explains why I changed families and why I didn't finish my au pair year. And if you find this video interesting, please comment, share, and tell a friend to come and click on that subscribe button. Thank you. Show me some love, show me some love, show me some love. And for some of you who may be asking yourselves who an au pair is, an au pair is a foreign person who offers childcare in a foreign family, and that person does some light housework in a certain family. That is what they call a host family. So guys, I was one of them, and I came to Germany as an au pair last year in April. So I haven't even made a year yet. So let's just go direct to the point. My experience, and talking about my experience, I really had the worst experience. I really had the worst experience to a smaller extent. I had some fun because the first 4 weeks, things were moving on so well, because I think because I was still new and they wanted me to feel at home since it is my first time to stay with them. I was not doing a lot of work because it was some kind of orientation. They were showing me what I'm supposed to do, where I'm supposed to get some things just in case I need some things. They were basically showing me the things that I was supposed to do. So with time, things started changing. Oh God. My worst experience was being with these kids, like playing with them. These kids were bullies. I remember I had this hair, and they would do like they liked to eat a lot of sweets, and their parents didn't like it. So whenever I would stop them from eating the sweets, so I would be the enemy here. So I had this kind of hair, and I would just leave it fall, of course. So just because I stopped them from eating sweets, so they just ganged up on me, and they would come when I'm seated. Like, now they don't want to play with me, so I don't know what to do, because they would chase me away. So I would just sit somewhere and just give them time. Maybe like I would just give them time. So as I was sitting, this boy came behind and started pulling my hair, and I think I didn't notice it because I was just seated, and I was thinking, why is it that it is really hard for these babies to understand that I'm just doing my job? I don't want your parents to say that I'm not working, I'm just giving you sweets. So I was just all that thinking. So I had something pull my hair, so they started pulling my hair a lot, and the other kids were playing. Of course, I would take care of 2 kids, but the parents would bring the kids' friends to come and play with us. So basically, I would take care of 5 and 4 kids. Yeah, you heard me right. So they would pull my hair and they would start laughing, and they knew that I didn't know the language, so they used it as an advantage. They would mock me. They would tell me, you are just an ugly girl, go back to your country, we don't like you. And they would laugh. They would tell me, we don't like you, we don't like playing with you. So I would really feel bad, and I would really feel. And another experience was when every morning I was the one like preparing them for school, for kindergarten. So I would wake up very early and clean a little bit, and then I get the clothes that they will put on for school, for kindergarten. Yeah. So, and I was the one to dress the youngest, like the youngest boy. There were 2 boys, so the young one, I would dress him up. So they would wake up in the morning. I think they had mood swings. I don't know, like up now I've never understood. Maybe that's how they are. So I would wait for them to come downstairs. They would sleep upstairs, so I would be downstairs waiting for them. So they would come. I greet them they wouldn't reply me. They would ignore me, not even say good morning. They wouldn't greet me back. So I would talk to them. Please, I want to dress you in my wrong. What in my wrong? German. It's okay. I knew with time maybe I would speak the good one. So I will try and plead with them. So if they refuse, I go back to the parents. The parents will talk to them, and then yeah, they accept, they allow. So but the big one didn't allow me to help him, because you know, he thought maybe he's big, he can do things alone. So this young one, I was trying to dress him up, but I think this old one didn't like it. So I was bending like this, trying to dress the young one up. The big one looked at me and told me, can you leave my brother alone? I kept quiet, like I didn't want to ask him why, because I know him, because that's how he is. So he told me, and then the young one also picked up and started telling me, leave me alone. So as I was trying to explain, I don't know what I was even saying, because I didn't know the language, guys. I don't know what I was even talking at the moment. Oh God. So in the process, I was trying to, please let me dress you up, please let me help you. I would say, please auntie, and that was the only thing that I would say. So this young one, the old one, was lying. He just kicked me here in the neck. Oh God, I started choking. I just good enough, I was finishing up. So I just went in the kitchen. I had to gather some strength. So I didn't tell the mom. Because I didn't know how she would react. So, but it kept on bothering me. And I think she noticed that I was not okay, because I was moody. So she asked me, what's wrong? So I told her, please help me and talk to your son, to at least be good to me, to be nice to me. She was like, what has happened? What did he do? I told her that I was trying to dress up this young one. So your older son kicked me in the neck. She kept quiet. She looked at me and said, maybe it's because you're not talking to the kids very well. Guys, can you imagine? Can you imagine that? She said, it's because you're not talking to the kids very well. You're not playing with the kids well. If you were playing with the kids very well, maybe that thing would not happen. I was like, but that doesn't mean that he has to do what he did, like kicking me in the neck. He's not supposed to do that, even if I'm not. I told her, I'm trying my level best to speak to them, but they don't want to connect with me, especially the older son. I try to befriend him. If I tell him to stop doing bad things, I'm the enemy, but he wants me to support him by allowing him to eat the sweets that you told me he's not supposed to eat. So I really don't know what I'm supposed to do, because I try my level best to interact with them. They ignore me. I even greet them in the morning. They ignore me. I try to create the friendship, but it's like the older son doesn't really want it. So she was like, I really don't know what to do. Guys, I was so shocked and I couldn't believe it. I was like, I'm here telling you what your son did, but you're just putting the blame on me. And then I kept on doing a lot of housework, guys. Those are the things that I think, those are the things that we didn't know. The things that they put in the contract, they're not the things that these people follow. I kept on doing a lot of housework. I would wash for them clothes. I'm supposed to wash for the young kids, for the babies. But in this family, I would also wash for the mom, my host mom, and my host dad. Even the inners, guys, I would wash the inners. That is something that would get to my mind, like, why on earth would I even wash for this grown-up person? So I would do a lot of housework, the things that are not in the contract, guys, that are things that I would do. And another experience, I would deal with the kids. The kids would disturb me. I would try to talk to them, and you can't even beat, you can't even do anything, because the parenting the parenting this side is different from the from my people's parenting, like back at home. Like, how kids this side are raised is not how our kids back at home are raised. So it's a little bit complicated. Here you have to talk, like you sit one-on-one and talk to your child, and you need to just hear them out. You talk to them nicely on what they'll put on. Also, you have to talk to that part to the kid, and you have to explain to him why. So my dear, it's really hard. So guys, I would play with these kids immediately after school, because they would go to kindergarten and then come back at 1. So from 2 up to 6, it would be fighting, it would be me shouting, and they would not listen. They would actually intentionally do the things to make sure that I start shouting. They would even kick me. Guys, these boys, they would kick me. They had the energy. So it was one day, actually that was the first time I heard this woman scream on top of her voice, and she was screaming at me and her sons, who were upstairs in the bedroom. Their mother didn't like it. Like she didn't like when the kids banged the doors and when the kids hit things on the floor. She really didn't like it. So she would tell me, please make sure that they don't do it. So I tried my level best to maybe keep them in order. I would introduce games to them. These boys who had energy. They liked the wild. They liked, if you're in the house, just know that they'll just destroy things. So I will try my level best to introduce games. But these kids, it was really hard. Like, you introduce the game, after like 2 minutes, they say, we are no longer interested. We want to do something else. They just like to wrestle with you. They throw things at you. So the mom didn't like it. And boys would just fight. Then after fighting, this one will tell the young one, especially the young one will tell the older one, will tell him, get out of my room. Then he closes the door. So he had to bang the door. So the mom will tell me, please, you need to be careful. You need to stop them from doing that. So I would try and stop them, but they would not listen. So this big boy, the big boy had that thing of doing things intentionally, such that the mom maybe can come up and start arguing, then talking to me. I think he would feel okay. So one day as we were playing, this boy started banging the door. I told him, you need to stop. You need to stop doing that. I knew, stop is stop, then stop. It is just English. That I crammed that. I really crammed that. So I would tell him, stop doing that. So he slammed the door. Then he had a plastic ball. He had a very big plastic ball, and he hit it on the floor. Oh, so the mom came upstairs. She started screaming on top of her voice. Guys, I was really worried. And she was using the F word. Oh, I was scared. I didn't know how to explain to her, because she was not giving me the platform, because I was also scared. She was shouting on top of her voice, and she started telling me, if you don't want to really work, you need to go back home, go back to Uganda. Started talking a lot of words, started telling me, get out of this house now. Guys, I didn't know what to do. I was like, oh God, let me just go. Let me leave this woman's house. So I went outside and sat. I started thinking, what's going on? Is this the kind of person that I'm going to stay with for almost a year? Am I going to spend a whole year with this kind of person who shouts at someone without even asking why things are happening the way they happened? So I think she called the husband. The husband worked around, so she called the husband, and the husband had to be with the kids. So I went in my room, guys, but I wasn't okay with things. So things started coming up every week. Every week she would give me a lot of, like, a new timetable with a lot of tasks, the things that I was not even supposed to do. So she gave me a lot of work. So guys, it became too much, and I just told her, I can't do this. So before telling her that I want to change family, I tried to sit them down. I told her, I want to talk to you and your husband. I thought maybe we are going to talk and see how we can do things, because I believe, because they believe in talking, because when something happens with their kids, of course they sit down. I also tried to adopt to that. So I told them, please, I just need to talk to you. So we sat down and talked. So they told me it's okay. I talked to them. I told them the way, guys, things are going. I'm not liking it. You're shouting at me, you're barking at me, and the kids are really not cooperative. I tried to befriend them. I tried to do everything, but the kids are not. I don't know if they even want me to be here. So after talking to them, we had the conversation. We talked, and then they said, yeah, we'll see how to maybe to change on some things and to adjust. But guys, there was no any adjustment. Things just kept on being the same, guys. So, and surprisingly, I would just tell myself that it's okay, hang in there, maybe they'll come along, things will be fine. But guys, staying with just random people, I'm just sorry I'm calling them random people, but staying with people that you didn't grow up with, and staying with people that maybe the way of living is different from your way of living, it's really hard and complicated. And so after even the conversation that we had, things kept on being the same. So I told her that I need to change family, I need to go. So I think she thought I was kidding, but I talked to my agency. I told them. So they asked me, have you talked to them or to your host family? I was like, yeah, I did. So I sent my host mom. On that day, my host mom was not around. So I sent her a message telling her how I talked to my agency, and I hope she has talked to the agency too. So in the process, the agency got me a family, and we finalized everything. So I told her that my agency talks to her. So surprisingly, the lady didn't like it. Actually, she said that I didn't tell her that I got a new family, but I had told her that I talked to my agency and I'm leaving. So it just came as shock to her, and I told her, actually I talked to the new family and they told me that they will be home in 1 week's time. So they told me to be patient. So when I told this, like the current host family, I told them I got a family and they need me already, and they told me I should go there in week's time. But to my surprise, the lady told me we are not going to be around. Out of the blue, she said we are not going to be around, maybe you should look for somewhere to go. So I asked her, where can I go? She said, maybe you can go to a hotel or something. And guys, I couldn't afford a hotel because hotels are expensive. And remember, I would not move. I was kind of in a village. It was kind of village. So I didn't know how to use a train. So I started panicking. I started thinking on what I'm going to do. So every time she would tell me, we need to know when you are leaving, because we don't want you to stay here for that whole week as you're waiting, because we are leaving. No one is going to be here, so we can't leave you here. You can't be in this house alone because we are not going to be here. So I started asking myself on what I'm supposed to do and what I'm going to do. And luckily enough, I got a friend. He was African, and then I called him. I told him I'm being kicked out of the house because I'm changing family. I got a new family, but I don't have where to stay. They don't want me in the house. So he told me he's not around. He had gone on a tour. So he connected me to his friend. So I talked to his friend. I told him, please, I need a place to stay. Guys, I didn't know what to do, but the only option I had was just to talk to this person. I talked to him. I told him I just need a place to stay. I don't want food. I don't want anything but somewhere to sleep. So luckily enough, he accepted. He told me it's okay, you can come. So I told him I'm going to stay for 1 week as I wait for the new family that I'm going to join. So I stayed. Luckily enough, this new family told me it's okay. Actually, I had spent 2 days at that person's place. So they called me, they told me you can come on Sunday, then we see what to do. So guys, I closed the chapter of the first family. I went in this new family. The reason as to why I chose this new family is because the host mother of this new family was African. That is why I chose that family. So now I'm here in this new family. Guys, things were the same. And if I may say, they were more complicated than the things in the first family. This new family, I think they were divorcing, and they didn't tell me, guys. I didn't have any idea. So just imagine what I passed through. Just imagine everything. I think I'm just going to talk about, I'm not going to go in depth. So I'm going to talk about the things that happened that made me not to finish my au pair year. So I was in this family, the new family, same things. They were divorcing, and at some point they wanted me to even like be a witness. They used my passport without my no, like they didn't first talk to me to allow them to use my passport. So I was a bit scared, and I would work from 7 to 7, from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Remember, this one is depressed and they want to be with the kids. They would fight in the night. Every day they would fight. Guys, every day they would fight. Every time they are together, there would be an argument. Every time they would fight. So it really affected me. I didn't want to be with these people who are fighting every time, because there was no peace. I didn't have peace. And then after them arguing, they would just put the anger, it would just come back all to me. They would use me. I would overwork. I would not eat food. And there is something that happened that made me to just end. Like, I wanted to go in another family, but I just also thought that maybe it is just going to be the same. I can't go to 3 families. Let me just maybe do another program. Let me end my au pair year. So in this family, I would overwork, and you know what, something that would really get to my mind, like I would prepare the kids in the morning, but these kids they would sleep with my host mother. So I would go and knock and get the kids, but she would not open and she would not talk to me. She would not. I would knock and knock. I would not get any response. So I would just stand there and wait, and then bring the kids at her own time. And I just had only sometimes 40 minutes to prepare the kids. I have to prepare the kids, iron the clothes, and cook for them breakfast. Yeah, here I would cook for them breakfast, and they would eat breakfast in those 40 minutes. Eat breakfast and watch on that tablet. So it was really hard. You know, when you give a kid TV to watch, or maybe a tablet to watch, that the kid will not concentrate on eating food. They don't know that time, like they are late. They can't know that they are late. They have to eat so quickly. So the whole focus would be on the TV. And man, I would try. I'm proud of myself because I would just manage time. But sometimes I would be late, and when we are late, it's me to go in the kindergarten. So the teachers would just look at me and tell me, next time you need to come early. You know, I would not drive. It's the mom who would drive, like my host mom was the one driving us, but she would stay outside. It's me who would go in kindergarten. You know, here time management, here they respect time. So I was this girl who would bring the kids in the kindergarten late every time, and she would just, in case the kids don't eat. Of course, they won't eat. They won't eat when they're watching. They won't eat the food, they will watch and forget about eating. And remember, time, I can't wait for them to finish eating and watching. So I'll just take them to the car. So she would just come from her bedroom asking me, why is it that the kids have not eaten? Like, I would just get pissed because I couldn't even tell her that you brought the kids late. So I have to cook and I have to do. So when I start bringing that, she will say, I'm so disrespectful, I like shouting. But it's me explaining to you that this is what is happening, maybe we need to adjust. But she didn't want every time should be the one who wants to be right. Yeah, let me say that. So it all would go back to me, and I would clean this house. Guys, the house was too big for me, and I would clean. Sometimes I would clean on an empty stomach, I would not eat. So, and another thing that really made me want to just quit and go was I would take the kids to the car, yeah, when we're going to kindergarten, and then I also go in the car. Then she comes after us, so she would leave the door open. Then she comes in the car and then she tells me, go and close that door. Guys, can you imagine? Yeah, and I didn't know what to do, because I was trying to see if I can get a new family or I can start my new program, of course. So she would want to fight, but I couldn't fight. And one day, actually it was her birthday, I greeted her in the morning. I think maybe she had had a fight with her husband, so I greeted her, and I asked her what can I make. That day the kids had not gone to Kita, were home. I asked her what should I make for the kids. I gave the kids breakfast, and then lunch I asked her what can I make for the baby. So I cooked. I got something. So the baby had done poo. Sorry guys, I've said it, but yeah, he had done that, and I was clean. Yeah, of course I'm the one who's supposed to clean. So I cleaned the boy. So after cleaning the boy, I took the boy to the living room to clean him from there. Like after cleaning him, like dressing him up, to dress him up. So I came back with the baby. She had stood on the door, like she had stood on the doorway, like from the living room to the kitchen. So she let her boy to pass. So for me, as I was also trying to pass, she grabbed my shoulder and pushed me back. She told me, why are you so disrespectful? Can't you say excuse me? Oh, then in mind I realized it that, oh, she did it intentionally. So I didn't know what to do, guys. I fumed, but I couldn't even show it. But my heart was really beating on a higher rate. It was really beating on a higher rate, but I couldn't show it to her. Why? Because I was just remaining with only a few months to ending my Aupair year. So I had talked to my agency, telling them how I want to change family. So they told me it's not going to be possible because you're just remaining with only 3 months. Yeah, you're just remaining with only 3 months, and I don't think we have a family that will take you in for only 3 months, guys. So I was stuck with this family, guys. It was too much. I was really stuck with this family. So yeah. So I couldn't do anything. So let's go back to her grabbing my shoulder and pushing me. So I asked her, what did I do? She told me, you're so disrespectful. How is it that you just want to pass without saying excuse me? You need to say excuse me, and then I'll let you in. Or if you don't want, go and pack your stuff and go. Guys, I didn't know what to do. And remember, I'm still looking for what to do, because my agency had told me that they can't get me a family. So guys, I was stuck. Where will I even go? Where will I even start from? So I had to just calm down. Guys, I was really bleeding inside. I was crying from the inside. I just told her, I'm sorry. She was like, you're sorry for what? I was like, I'm sorry for being disrespectful. So she started, how could you How could you do that? You say you are a Christian, you're not supposed to do that. She started talking a lot of things. I just realized that maybe they just had a fight. So it's me to deal with it, guys. So I had to let things be, but I was really, really dying here. There are a lot of things that happened that I'm not going to talk about. So I was lucky. I have a friend who helped me. Dear Sandy, wherever you are, girl, I love you so much. Thank you for doing it for me. You really helped me. So this girl got me some place, yeah, for my next program where I am right now. So I started working on the paperwork. I made sure that I did the paperwork without these people knowing. Why? Because she's capable of doing anything. She can just do anything to make sure that I stay with her. By staying with her, I have to suffer. She really needed me, but she didn't want to show it to me. She really wanted me to stay because I was the stability of her kids. So, but even if I was the stability of her kids, she really wanted me, but she was really using me because they were in this process of divorce, so they wanted to first handle that thing, so it me would be with the kids. So that's why I did the things without them knowing. I did all the process, I got the contract, I signed everything. So then the reason as to why I didn't tell her was because I don't know how she would react. Honestly speaking, for the things that she has done, I really didn't know how this would really come in. So I made sure I did things without her knowing, and when I knew that, okay, I'm remaining with something like 3 days, I told her I'm leaving. I didn't tell her because she had ever told me to get out of her house, so I thought maybe it will be the same. So remember that the date for me to start my next program had not yet reached, so I didn't want to be confused and to be in a mess. I told her I am leaving. She was in shock. She tried to tell me what's happening, because right now I think she was like, I think I'm good to you. And yeah, she was good to me because her mom had come to visit. That's why she acted so, maybe that's why she was a bit okay, but she was pretending, because I knew by the time the mom goes back, of course she will just turn back to what she used to do. So I made sure that I used it as an advantage. And she told me, I've been good to you, why are you doing this? So I just told her it's time for me to go. I'm just tired. I've done like it. She was like, why can't you give us the 2 weeks? So are you going to give us the 2 weeks notice? I just told her, I don't think I will do that. So we talked for that night. I didn't want to talk a lot because she also liked using the F word. So I didn't want to talk a lot with her on that day because I knew her, because she talks a lot, and when she starts talking a lot, it really gets out of hand. So I told her good night. So I told her on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So I was leaving on Sunday. But guys, I continued working normally without any, but I made sure that I hid my documents. I hid my documents very far because I know her. I know what she's capable of doing. So, and the following days, that was Friday, she told me, I talked to your agency and they said, you can give them what? You can give us 2 weeks. I was like, I also talked to my agency. I explained to them, because it's them who gave me that idea of looking for the next. Actually, they even helped me to apply. Somehow they did, though the links didn't help me. So I told her, I also talked to my agency, and they're the ones who told me to do what I did. They were like, oh, then she was like, then we are going to talk to those people that are going to employ you not to do that because you're breaching the contract. So in my mind, I was like, how am I breaching the contract? Yet it's you who had told me to. Sometime back, actually it was just 1 month ago, she had told me to pack my things and go without even giving me the 2 weeks to get myself together. So She was like, I'm going to talk to those people that are going to employ you. So I'm going to tell them not to, because you have to stay with us. I was like, you guys, you've now realized that you really need me. So you want to make sure that I don't do anything. I just have to be stuck with you. You just want to first finish all your divorce, and then yeah, you can let me go. I was like, that was my inner voice. I couldn't tell her all that because that woman, God, she was crazy. So I was bold. I was fearing, but I was bold. I was like, and I had to be brave. I was like, I have to go. It was really too much. So guys, after that, it was a Friday. Saturday, after her telling me that she's going to talk to the people that I'm going to be working with, I had to be careful because I knew things were going to be crazy here. I made sure that I didn't fight. I made sure that I didn't argue, because the husband had ever told me that all the au pairs that she had worked with, the ones that I followed, they would leave after a very big fight. So I didn't want to fight, and because these kids were so good, these kids were so nice, and they were so sweet. So after that, as I was downstairs in the kitchen, I don't know how it came. I just don't know. I just went upstairs. She was in my bedroom, and I know what she was looking for. She was looking for my documents. In fact, she was looking for the contact of the people that I'm working with right now. She wanted to talk to them. So, and luckily enough, I had hid my documents because I saw that coming. I knew. So I came, I saw her inside, I stood outside. I waited for her to come, and when she came outside, she was scared to see me. So she said, you can come in. I was like, it's okay. Do you want to also come in like me? After entering my room, I was like, it's okay, you can also come in. She was like, no. And she was hiding something behind. I noticed it, but I was a bit nervous, of course. I was asking myself, what's going on? And she's in my documents, God. So she was like, no, it's okay. I was like, what are you doing in my bedroom? She was like, I want to make sure that you don't go with any of my stuff. I was like, why do you think like that? She was like, because I don't trust you. You're doing things behind my back. I was like, I hope you get what you're looking for. She was like, okay. So she went downstairs, and I also had to rush to see if my documents are okay. She came and peeped. She said, I hope you don't go with any of my stuff. I just kept quiet. I just stood. I looked where I had kept my documents. They were still there. I knelt down to pray because I was scared and nervous. I was just remaining with only one day to live. So I was nervous. As I was standing, I was kneeling down to pray. I just stood up. I got my documents and tied them behind my back. Guys, I worked with my documents behind my back. It was really hard for me to do because I would not bend so well. When I tried to bend, they would make some noise, papers, the paper noise. So I thought maybe she will notice and she grabs because, oh, she's so crazy. Guys, but luckily enough, she didn't notice. I would go to the bathroom with my documents. Saturday reached, the same thing. I tied my documents on my back the whole day. Guys, I was so tired. I was so confused, and I don't know. Guys, it was really too much. My au pair experience was really, really a very difficult one. But I thank God I managed to live, and I'm now fine. I just thank God because it has really been God with me. Guys, I have a lot in store. I have a lot to tell you, my personal experience, how God came in, how God has been helping me, how God has been helping me to hold on. I'll tell you everything. So guys, I managed to leave. I talked to her. I told her, like the Sunday, the next morning, I told her I'll have to go. Thank you for everything that you've done. I had to talk because I didn't want to make any scandal. I didn't want to fight. I didn't want any drama. Guys, that is something that I'm proud of. I made sure I left this place in peace, though I was hurting inside it because I lost my mind when I was with those people. So here I am, guys. So that is my whole experience, and that's how I didn't complete my Aupair year because I was tired of staying with people. Guys, I was tired of staying with people. I was tired of staying in families. So that's my experience. So I don't know if you're really interested in au-pairing. Yeah, should I say au-pairing? Really, if you're interested in cultural exchange, yeah, because there's a cultural exchange. If you have to know if you can handle, because maybe some people are lucky, they get good families, and then maybe I was unlucky, I got that. So thank you guys for subscribing, and thank you for watching, guys. Thank you for watching.